Hey guys, Amna Nawaz here live in New York. Well, my guest here in the studio is a familiar face to many of you. She's practically grown up on TV before our eyes, and now she is back with a brand new show that just premiered on the Disney Channel to rave reviews. See what I did there?
Thank you.
Joining me here in the studio, none other than Raven-Symone. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the show.
I'm so excited to be a part of it. We're having such a good time, and I'm excited that people are enjoying it.
To say that it was highly anticipated is a bit of an understatement. It's called Raven's Home. It's a spin-off of the incredible hit, That's So Raven. But listen, we should also mention, by the way, that Walt Disney Company is the parent company of ABC News. We have to get that out of the way, too, while we chat here. Did you have any doubts about coming back to this character, about jumping back into live-action comedy?
No, I didn't have any doubts. It was more of, how are we going to make this a new show?
Yeah.
You know, in interviews and everything, it's going to be like, it's a spin-off, but it's really not. It's a new show altogether. It just so happens to have the same main character and her best friend.
Right.
But this is a different show. This is about a family whose mother is psychic, and the son is psychic, and he's going through and learning how to have visions. I'm a single mother, divorcee, with my best friend raising our children. It's a new type of, not for, normal society. It's not new, but this is a different version of family being shown on television. Best friends can raise their children together, and we touch on issues. It's a spoonful of sugar type of mentality. So we're going to make sure that we hit as many topics as we can and make it a show in its own self, and not just trying to ride the coattails off of the past.
It's fast forwarded many years, right? For the story of Raven Baxter. You mentioned you're a single mom. You have 11-year-old twins.
I have 11-year-old twins,
right?
Booker and Nia, played by Isaac Brown and Navia Robinson. Her name in the show is Nia, and her real name is Navia, so it's
Constantly mixing the two up.
I love you, girl.
How did you imagine that character advancing all those years? Did you always know back then, oh, this is the kind of adult I know she's going to grow into, or was it hard to kind of see, okay, this is who she's become after all this time?
You know, when you're in the middle of a character at 15 years old to 21, I'm not thinking about what I'm going to be doing as the reunion
what she'd
character.
be like as a mom.
Yeah, what she'd be like as a mom. I'm just trying to, be that age in my normal life, and who I am as a person, and what I'm going to be with the constraints that I had on me while I was growing up in the Disney world. Nothing to it. It's just how the industry works, and coming back and having to think about it now as executive producer and being like, the choice that we made, is it smart? And I think it is smart. There are different aged mothers out there, different kinds of mothers, and I think showing it from our perspective, a Disney perspective, with a mother that you've known as a child, and now you see her, you can see that progression and how we handle situations that even Raven Baxter went through as a kid, and her own kids going through it, how she reminisces and I say punishes, but we don't punish anybody, but you get in trouble. These kids are not getting in trouble. We have to, parent.
Absolutely. Well, look, you mentioned this briefly, but you're not just the star of the show, you're also an executive producer. What's it like? How do you balance that, calling the shots and starring in the storyline?
Well, the good thing is that our crew and execs and producers are smart and competent and been in the business, so I don't have to do everything. But I do know that the show has my name. I always tell them, listen, you guys get an awesome job. You make decisions, but we don't get to see your face as much. My face is out there all the time. So I do come in and out where I feel I need to be heard here and there. And, I have to be able to love the product just as much as anybody else. So I say things when need be, but my focus is really for the kids. I am there for them 100% because I remember being that young and younger in the industry and getting an education from greats, from Bill Cosby, from Eddie Murphy, from Martin Lawrence, from Mark Curry, and that's hard now. It's hard to see that. Thank goodness Roseanne is coming back and Will and Grace and all these shows, but these kids, I say, you know what, I'm going to give you the same education that I learned. There's a standard that was on network sitcom back in the day that has kind of been watered down a little bit, in my opinion. So on set, there are rules, and this is a job, and we can have fun as long as we do our job first. And the kids are getting it. They are sponges, and I love them so much. I'm so proud to call them my babies.
Isaac Brown, who plays your son on the show, was interviewed about working with you, and he said you're awesome and
Did
you're
he say
amazing.
good? Because I told him what to say about me. I told him what to say. I'm just playing.
Well. He said amazing things, but
No,
he talked about it being educational, which is exactly what you're talking about right there. He talked about how you're mentoring them and how you're teaching them the ins and outs of the industry that you had to learn on set too. But you mentioned you think the industry's changed now. So what are those lessons for them? What is it you're teaching them about how to make it now?
How to make it now? It's about the product. Like a lot of the times that some people might say, well, what am I going to wear? How many followers? Did I get my likes? I say, yeah, but what's the product? Like, are you funny? Did you read that line correctly? Do you know your angles for camera? Mm-hmm. And then on Fridays, let's post. Let's show people what we actually did. But throughout, it can distract you. And they're still young, so it's good for that. You know, no one's in their teens yet. But I really try hard to tell them, you know, this is a job. I was told at a very young age, this is a job. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do your job correctly, you will get fired. I knew this at 6. I mean, I'd rather know that then than, you know, and then get fired and then wonder why I can't pay my bills. Like, I knew to pay my bills at 3. I'm confused. So they need to know this.
When did you pay bills at 3?
They need to know this. So.
Do you enjoy that, though, that sort of mentor role that you now, because you know the ins and outs better than most people, especially from that perspective. Do you enjoy that role?
I enjoy the look on their faces when something happens to them and they're like, oh, and I go, I told you, right? Right? I enjoy talking to them, and it's funny because, yes, I'm 31, but in a weird way, I'm just like, what up today? I connect with the kids because I'm still a child in my head. I enjoy giving back the way that I really know how to give back. There are multiple ways. You know, I do philanthropic work. I do where I can, but this is what I know, mm-hmm. and this is my way of giving back.
You touched on some of the storylines in terms of the family construct. This isn't the kind of family we see represented on a lot of sitcoms these days. Is there something intentional behind that to be a bit more reflective of the audience that's going to be watching the show? Most definitely.
We have to be reflective of our time and age, mm-hmm. where we are politically, everything. We live in Chicago. We are not rich. We are, you know, not buying shoes every 3 seconds. We are here penny pitching. We almost get kicked out of an episode because of a rent situation that we have to, you know, become one family under one roof, and, mm-hmm. you know, we're not sexually involved. We're not. We are best friends raising kids, and people have a problem with it because it's not people. I'm not like the industry. The episode had a problem with it because this is not what a family looks like. But who says that? Families look all types of ways. And I love that we're able to represent family because we care, we love, we nurture, we cater, and we provide. And to me, that's what a family is. That's what it is. Doesn't matter whose face is in front of it or who's doing what or who's paying what bill or who's taking out the trash. Just take out the trash because it has to get done. I don't care who does it. Just do it. Family. Right?
I just want to record this and make it like something we can play in my house. And just be like, just take out the trash. It just has to get done. Just somebody do it.
Just somebody do it.
Just someone do it.
It doesn't have to be a male role. It doesn't have to be a female role. It doesn't have to be a kid. Just take out the trash.
Just coming together. Everyone plays their part.
It's hard nowadays. We have to, as society, we have to come together, which we're still learning how to do, which confuses me because it's 2017. But, you know, we have to do this, and I love that that's what Raven's Home is about, coming together and making it happen.
I got to ask you this because I'm seeing peaks of it right now. You are not shy about your opinion. Fair to say. That is an accurate statement.
I mean, what?
Listen, when you had a nice chance to go back and revisit with all your friends on The View, that was the outlet for you to voice
yes, it was.
All those things from inside. This is a very different product. This is loved by millions and, you know, premiered to outstanding numbers, right? The #1 live action comedy on cable.
I don't know. I don't like to talk about it.
Millions more on YouTube, millions more on the Disney Channel app. I mean, obviously people love this character. They love the show, but it's a different product, mm-hmm. right? It's a different voice for you. Is that hard? Do you miss that outlet?
I love it. I love let's create and put it in a pretty box and present it. Let's edit it before I say it because my mouth can run. I know it can. I learned a lot from The View. I learned that everyone's opinion matters, and I learned that everyone becomes angry at the other person as soon as they don't put that person's life at the forefront of rationalizing what they said. Meaning, what kind of day did I have this morning? How was I raised? What did I go through? Who bullied me? This is my opinion. I mean, this shapes my opinion for the rest of my life. And when you don't understand what that other person went through, or have no idea how they grew up, or who taught them what to believe, you're automatically going to be mad. And I learned that I can't do that from the show, and that we have to start changing as people. Like, I can't, if you don't agree with the way that I'm living, you don't have to kill me for it. Just stay over there, and I'll stay over here. I don't know how, it's 2017, right?
It is, last time I checked.
Okay, yeah. I'm still confused.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll work through it somehow. Listen, I learned something new about you. In addition to being an incredible performer and hilarious actress and talented in so many ways, you are also a visual artist.
I am.
You paint.
I am. Thank you for...
I did not know this.
Thank you, yeah.
And your artwork is actually featured.
It's
on the
featured.
show.
I'm going to call them secret ravens.
Okay.
So in the show, I have paintings. And I'm not going to tell you which ones. If you follow me on Instagram, they've been posted prior to, but they're also within the show.
Okay.
I also did some artwork on clothing. But I'm, I think
So we're going to make
fun.
a game of this, though.
Let's make a game of it.
If you watch Raven-Symone, you have to try and figure out which is your artwork.
Which is my artwork.
And what can people win?
We're going to put that, you know what? We're going to make it a real thing. Carlise, yeah, let's make it a real thing. I'm down for the cause.
There we go.
That'll be really cool. You ain't getting no money. You ain't getting money. But we'll get you something cool. How about that? Maybe we'll get you a 2017 glasses so we know what year it is.
So you won't be confused any longer. Raven-Symone, anything else you want to say about the show? What should folks out there know before they watch it?
It's on Fridays.
On Fridays?
It's on Fridays in the 8 o'clock hour, somewhere in there. It changes depending on, but I hope you enjoy it. I hope you know it's something that your family can enjoy together.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Same here.
Raven-Symone airs on the Disney Channel on Friday nights. You can also catch it on the Disney Channel app. I'm Amna Navaz. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here soon.